So I ended up starting what seems to be one of the easiest faceless YouTube channel niches. But what actually makes it easier though is not nearly as important as the amount of views, attention, and cash that is just thrown at this niche. Just check out the stats on this channel. Basically 7 million views over the past 30 days or so. It says here that the revenue for the month is anywhere in between $1.7 thousand and $27,000 for the month. But the truth is, that actual figure is not just anywhere in there. It's actually more on the higher end. I found that out because after digging up on this type of channel and the videos that they make, which is basically animal education. And according to Google, these types of videos generate between $2 and $8 for every 1,000 views. Let's say it was more on the lower end, which I doubt it is. But let's just pretend that it is. So $3 for every 1,000 views it gets. That would mean this channel on the lower end with 7 million views or so in just 30 days gets, well, not gets, but earns about $21,000 or so for the month. And while that's an estimate, that is a lot. The best part, these videos aren't flashy. They're not cinematic. They're just simple, well-paced stories about cute or weird animals with some visuals and a voiceover slapped on top of the highly unedited content, which is exactly why I thought I could do this. Probably even today, but maybe right after lunchtime. Today is cheesy pasta. So that said, I decided to try this type of channel myself, but not just to copy it blindly. No, I wanted to explore how to actually make this kind of content better, but easier and way cheaper using tools that you could literally start using today without needing a full studio setup or a loan from your friendly neighborhood bank. Finding viral animal video ideas, to scripting with ChatGPT, to generating visuals and voiceovers without touching a camera. Also to edit it all together using free tools like CapCut. And yes, even sound effects from Pixabay because I think it really enhances the video. So here's what I did. After convincing myself that I too deserved a piece of this YouTube pie for animals, this YouTube animal pie, I went straight into full niche stalking mode. YouTube friendly though, safe. I started by pulling up 2 channels that I came across while falling down into the algorithm rabbit hole in search of animals and apparently bananas too, because I found this channel called Fancy Banana. Yeah. And this channel seems to be really cashing in those checks that come from viewers who are curious about animals. From what I've seen, they're dropping simple videos about animal facts, some educational, some kind of terrifying, and they're pulling in millions of views. Like it's nothing, literally. Check it out, millions. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I opened up vidIQ from the link in my description, clicked on the little trending now tab. Seems logical so far, right? So I also checked the trending videos on their channel, checking how many views per hour even their older videos get. That's what the VPH here stands for, views per hour. Now, I could have just copied one of those titles from either here or the broader search and called it a day. But that's not interesting enough. So I opened up ChatGPT and said something like, give me 5 viral YouTube video ideas for faceless channel in the animal educational niche. Make them weird, surprising, and kind of mind-blowing like these ideas. I just copied and pasted those. I picked one of the titles, something about an animal that could survive in space. Mind you, it's a real thing. I Googled it twice just to be sure it wasn't like AI tricking me again. Alright, so the idea was solid. Weird animals, wild facts, massive curiosity potential, right? Now it was time to write the actual script. Now you might be thinking, wait, I thought you said this was easy. Yes, it is, but let me be completely honest. Doing this part manually tires me out because I want the video to be short, action-packed, a little funny, but smart, and at the same time not sound like it was written by some kind of bored encyclopedia editor. Writing the script manually, that's not gonna happen. So I did what I always do when I'm stuck. I threw it over to ChatGPT again and said something like, write me a YouTube script and tell the story of this weird animal who can survive space. Keep it short, 300 to 400 words. Make it engaging add a little suspense, throw in a fun twist, and a few seconds later, it was actually ready. Well, kinda. It started strong, I think. It had a solid hook, even dropped a fun fact that I had never even heard before. Of course, I spent some time, several minutes, Googling that just to make sure that AI wasn't lying to me. That sometimes does. But of course, it's AI, so I had to tweak a few things. I replaced a few of the dry lines with my own slightly sarcastic, definitely unnecessary commentary. Added a little bit of personality, deleted one whole paragraph because I kind of zoned out reading it. And if I zoned out, you might have fallen asleep too. Basically, I took a script that was 80% good and turned it into something that sounds like me, but still makes sense and doesn't feel like it was kind of stitched together by several writers. So now I had my final script in hand. So what's next? Make it sound like an actual human is saying it. But it doesn't have to be an actual human. Now, technically, I could have just sat down, pulled out my microphone, like I'm doing right now, and recorded the whole thing in my own voice. My kids seem to like when I read this type of stuff, but they don't really have a choice. So instead, I went with Speechello. I thought that the voices sound way more natural now.
And I'm an AI voice from Speechello.
Not robotic, and now sound more like a narrator who kind of knows what they're talking about. So I scrolled through a few of the voices, tested a couple of lines, and eventually landed on one of the female voices that sounded like she was made for this channel.
And I will do my best to speak it perfect.
But this is the part where I used to mess up. I would have copied the entire script into an AI speech tool and hit generate and wonder why it sounded so unimpressive. So here's the fix. I found that just breaking up the script into small chunks, 2 or 3 lines at a time, paste, generate, listen, and adjust the punctuation as needed, if it's even needed. Then download and repeat. Yes, it takes a little more time, but it's definitely worth it. By the time I was done, the voiceover actually sounded human. And so now on to the visuals. And let me just say, I didn't film anything because why would I? The internet is already full of footage with weird animals. I picked up the safer choice. I went to Canva for stock videos, photos, and other illustrations. Google for those public domain images or Creative Commons images, because I think it's just safer like that for now. YouTube to find copyright safe animal clips. I didn't just grab anything from a channel like National Geographic's, and you shouldn't either unless you want your whole channel to just disappear. I grabbed everything I needed and threw it all into a nice little folder named Animal Stuff. So once I had all of my visuals and my clean voiceover, I brought everything into this tool that you might not have heard about before. It's called CapCut. I'm sure you've heard of it. So I dropped the voiceovers onto the timeline, then the clips and images, and made sure everything lined up roughly with what was being said. And here's the thing. The visuals don't have to be fancy. They just have to match the script. So for every line in the script, I dropped in either a clip, an image, or a Canva animation that felt like it made sense. I didn't put in much effort on stuff like transitions, but there's one thing I did that I really recommend. Add in some kind of movement, even on still images. Why? Well, because people are weird. For a video like this, if nothing moves, people might think the video is like stuck or something and click off. And with that, the video was almost ready. And I say almost because this next thing could really make the videos more engaging if somebody has their speakers turned up, because it's the music and sound effects I'm talking about. So here's what I did. I opened up Pixabay because it's free. It's royalty free. Now, I didn't just search background music. I typed in stuff like cinematic, emotional but fun, uplifting documentary. Eventually, I found a track that was just the right balance. You know what I mean? The kind of music that makes you feel like learning about a newly discovered animal that could change your life. And so I dropped it into CapCut, made sure it sat nicely under the voiceover. After I played the entire video through a couple times, once everything checked out, I hit export. And honestly, I think it's kind of awesome.
There's a creature on Earth with 9 brains, blue blood, and the ability to taste with its skin. And somehow, we still haven't ruled out that it came from space.
So just in case you zoned out halfway through this and only came back when I said export, I started with a ridiculously simple YouTube niche. Didn't use my face, didn't use my voice, didn't even use a camera. And somehow by the end of it, I had a fully edited, upload-ready video that feels like something you'd find on National Geographic's Weird Cousins channel. Listen, if this video helped you, inspired you, or at the very least made you laugh at my suffering, then look at this faceless video idea next that's even easier to do.